Thank you, Professor Nugent. Thank you, Jonathan and Jonathan, distinguished panelists. It was a tremendous overview, very, very insightful. Thank you very much. I will take this opportunity to provide a brief overview of EDC, who we are, what we do, and most importantly, how EDC can help Canadian companies expanding into the ASEAN region take advantage of the opportunities that are plentiful. So Jonathan's overview, and I really like what you said about gate opener of the free trade agreements, the macroeconomic arena and where we are, and the vehicles of engagement. So if you could think of EDC as a vehicle of engagement between Canadian companies and companies in the Asian markets, and how we can help facilitate that. So EDC, we are Canada's export credit agency. This is our 75th year. We were established in 1944, coming to the end of the Second World War, when the world, there was a lot going on. There was a lot of volatility, for obvious reasons, but a lot of opportunities as well to rebuild after a time that was quite unprecedented. And we see that we view ourselves as being in a similar time now, coming out of this most recent crisis, looking at the opportunities that are out there. EDC, we provide two main pillars of EDC, one of which is to protect Canadian companies as they go out and take advantage and win new opportunities and contracts internationally. And number two is to finance that growth, so add capacity. And that is that's the foundation of upon which we were established, and that is by and large what we continue to do today. So we're a crown corporation, financially self-sustaining, providing financing solutions to both Canadian companies as well as international companies who are looking to buy from Canada. So keeping that in mind and looking to leverage EDC as you're going out and expanding into these new markets, those are the two main key things to recall of EDC. We are coast to coast in Canada. We have offices from east to west and north as well. And internationally, this is our footprint globally. And for the Asian markets, our head office for the region is in Singapore. So it's a standalone office. We do our own underwriting. We have a significant team in Singapore, but we also have folks who are stationed within consulates within various countries in Asia, within the Asian region as well. So why is Southeast Asia important from a trade perspective? Canada has indeed benefited from its trade with Asian nations. Since 2000, growth in merchandise exports alone to Asian countries has increased at more than triple Canada's average growth to the rest of the world. In the past 5 years, with all its trade difficulties, growth has remained double the pace of exports elsewhere. Total Canadian investment interests in Asian nations have risen by 10% annually since 2013, accounting for just over $12 billion in 2019. Exports to Asian countries are fairly diversified as well. There's a three-way contest for top spot between wheat, pulp, and non-metallic minerals. Among top exports, food is a group that accounts for more than a quarter of the total activity in an area that's a key focus for EDC. With current growth ahead of the overall average of more than 10% annually. Exports to Asian countries are fairly diversified. Commodities dominate what Canada sends to Asian countries currently, but higher value-add exports like machinery, pharmaceuticals sum up more than 14% of the total annual exports since 2000 and have grown by an average of more than 10% annually. Asian nations face a bright future. Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines often figure in the list of the next emerging top potential countries on the planet. Singapore maintains a regional mainstay as a global trade bellwether, and Cambodia, Laos have huge potential for fast expansion. Country by country, Canadian activities are mixed, but export growth is particularly strong in the Fast Four: Vietnam, the Philippines, and Cambodia. And average growth as well ahead of the pack, collectively topping 15% annually over the past 4 years and 9% annually since 2000. Collectively, they account for 32% of the Canada-ASEAN exports. That matches our share to Indonesia alone, a dominant destination, but one where performance has lagged in recent years. Investment is concentrated in Indonesia, the Philippines, and Singapore, which together account for 88% of Canadian Asian holdings. Despite the checkered Canadian performance, regional prospects remain strong. Potential output of Asian nations suggests growth can remain well above the developed market average for many years to come. Bookended by regional emerging powerhouses, China and India, Asian economies will most likely see increasing regional demand for their resources, manufacturing output, and large labor forces. And if Canada continues to grow its exports and investment presence at its current rates, we could see trade to Asian nations become a significant share of our exports, possibly entering our top 5. And I was just like to highlight an example of how EDC and leveraging EDC and our solutions can help a company along its journey in some of what we do. So in 2017, we sat down and met with a company, a client of ours who had recently acquired a supplier of theirs who had a small operation in Vietnam. So they approached us and they said, we really like what we're seeing from the supplier. We would like to explore this further. So we sat down and we worked with our colleagues in Singapore to understand this particular aspect of the supply chain, using our trade credit coverage. We did very simple research: name, address, and phone number of their supplier in Vietnam, and we very much like what we saw on the credit output of that particular search. So they doubled down. They engaged very strongly with this supplier. 2 years later, decided to partner with the supplier and establish a joint venture. So not only was it now a supplier, it was a beachhead in Vietnam for this Canadian company, and use this beachhead to not only use it as part of their supply chain, but also expand their customer base in the Asian markets. So EDC, we are $2.7 billion in total volume activity as of 2020. It was a strong region for us, and one that we're looking to double down and grow on. And we have significant capacity as well. And over the next 10 years, as part of our 2030 strategy, the Asian region is going to be continue to be a key focus for EDC, and we look forward to engaging with all of you in this room and any companies that you have within your networks looking to establish a presence in the market, expand there, invest, and continue to grow our partnerships in the market. So it's great to get into Q&A and have a lively discussion. So thank you very much.